friends, do you like apples? We're going to read a story about a big, red, juicy apple. It's quite the treat for a little mouse. He wants to get his apple safely home, but the apple is big and Mouse is small. He has to overcome many obstacles before he can get his treat safely home. His friends are happy to help for a little nibble of his apple, but he's not so sure that he wants to share. Do you think he'll be able to get his apple home and enjoy his treat? This story, The Little Mouse and the Big Red Apple, is a great story about friendship and sharing, and I think that you'll really like it. Little Mouse and the Big Red Apple by A.H. Benjamin and Gwyneth Williamson. Little Mouse and the Big Red Apple. Mouse was feeling hungry one day when all of a sudden he came across a big, red, juicy apple. "Just what I want," he cried. "I'll take it home with me and have a feast." Mouse set off towards his little house, rolling the apple over and over. He couldn't wait to get his teeth into the big, red, juicy apple. Yum, yum, he thought, when all of a sudden, uh-oh. Splash! The apple rolled into the pond. "Oh no," wailed Mouse. "What am I going to do now?" "Not to worry," said Frog, popping her head out of the water. "I'll help you." Frog kicked the apple hard with his strong back legs. It flew out of the water and bump, landed on the ground. "There you are," said Frog. He licked his lips and stared at the apple. Thanks," said Mouse as he began to roll it along the path. He did not want to share his apple with Frog. Mouse went on his way, thinking of the lovely apple dinner he would have later. His mouth was already watering when... Crash! The big red juicy apple fell into a thorn bush. "Silly me," muttered Mouse as he tried to rescue his dinner. "Ouch! That hurt!" he cried. "Those prickles are nasty." "I see you have a problem," said Tortoise, moving next to Mouse. "Leave it to me." Tortoise didn't have to worry about the sharp prickles. He had his shell to protect him. Without any trouble at all, Tortoise crept under the thorny bush and brought out the big, red, juicy apple. "Problem solved," he said, stroking the apple lovingly. "I'm ever so grateful," said Mouse in a hurried voice, and he was off again. He did not want to share his apple with Tortoise. "I'll soon be home and biting into that big, red, juicy apple," thought Mouse. When... thud! The apple rolled into a log. "That's all I need," said Mouse, when he saw that the log blocked his path. "How do I get around that?" "Easy," said Mole, popping out of a nearby hole. "I'll dig you a tunnel." And she did. She dug a tunnel that went right under the log. It was just wide enough for Mouse and the apple to go through. "Always glad to help," said Mole, sniffing at the big, red, juicy apple with her little nose. "It's very kind of you," said Mouse, and he went on his way as fast as he could. He did not want to share the apple with Mole. He rolled the apple over and over until he came to a steep hill. His house was at the very top. "Push, push, heave, heave," went Mouse, grunting and groaning. Up, up, up he went until he reached the very top. At last, he sighed. At last, sighed Mouse happily. "Oh, for that lovely apple meal." But as Mouse let go, the apple wobbled. Then it started to roll. down the other side of the hill. It rolled faster and faster, further and further, until it came to a stop at the bottom of the hill. Mouse could see it lying there, like a big red jewel. "Oh no," he cried. "I'll have to start all over again." Mouse scrambled down the hill on his little tired feet. Faster and faster he ran. But when he reached the bottom, he found Frog, Mole, and Tortoise had got there first. "How kind of you to send the apple all the way back to us," called out Mole, chomping away on a piece of it. Mouse gave a big, big sigh. "Don't mention it," he said. "Isn't that what friends are for?" See, he did end up sharing it. Do you think maybe he's hoping for another apple to fall? I hope that you enjoyed that story as much as I did. I think I have to go eat an apple now.